Hey there, kids. It's me, Wade the Wizard.
And I'm Dr. Dino.
And you're watching The Wizard Show! Alright, today on The Wizard Show, we're going to be doing a review of the debate that me and Dr. Dino here had on, is evolution a reasonable scientific theory?
Evolution is the dumbest religion. Evolution is not science. Kinds produce kinds.
Okay, hold on there, Dr. Dino. We'll get to that later. Alright, well, if you haven't seen the full debate, head on over to Standing for Truth and see the debate on their YouTube channel. First thing I wanted to point out is it wasn't really a typical debate. Usually a debate involves two sides of an argument. You have evolution is true, here's the evidence, and creation is true, here's the evidence. But that didn't really happen. It was more of a evolution was put on trial, and I was cross-examined, and I presented evidence for evolution, and then Dr. Hovind said the same things that he does in all his other debates.
I've done over 300 debates on evolution.
Oh yes, that's true, but you only really need to watch one of them because you have the same talking points.
That's right, because God is the same. The Bible says that God created everything 6,000 years ago in 6 days. Kinds produce kinds. We're not asking that creation is taught in the classroom. Evolution is not science. Evolution is the dumbest religion. Cars produce cars. Microsoft and PowerPoint have the same code.
Okay. Dr. Hovind, let's take it back there. I might need to whack a creationist today, alright? If you don't learn something today. Early on in the debate, when I was talking about mathematics, I emphasized how evolution is very different than abiogenesis, right? We can observe a comet, talk about its orbit, without ever mentioning what started it. And then Dr. Dino went on to talk about cosmic evolution, chemical evolution, stellar and planetary evolution. Why? I mean, we just mentioned, that it's not related. Throughout the debate, Dr. Dino continued to say that kinds produce kinds.
That's right, kinds produce kinds. Give me one example where one kind of animal produces a different kind of animal.
And I said that that's not evolution. Nobody is claiming that one kind of animal produces another kind of animal. You don't have a wolf give birth to a dog. So it's a very incremental, each generation is the same kind of animal.
Kinds don't produce different kinds of animals.
Yeah, no one's claiming that. Dr. Dino doesn't understand what the burden of proof is.
I don't want creation taught in the classroom.
What does that have anything to do with the burden of proof? If you make a claim, the burden of proof is on you. You claim that God made everything 6,000 years ago in 6 days.
That's true. That's what the Bible says.
The Bible is not proof of evidence of anything. I actually think we should teach all the different creation myths in school, the various creation myths from all over the world. We teach that in school, and when kids see all the various creation myths, they think they'll rationally conclude that they're all kind of ridiculous.
So what you're saying is we can't teach all the creation myths, therefore we shouldn't teach creation in school. I agree. I don't have the burden of proof. Tell me, Wade the Wizard, if a tornado went through a yarn factory, could it produce a hat?
No, because it's inorganic.
Oh, well, look, I can prove that the fork evolved from a knife.
A fork is inorganic.
Yes, but computer code is just like DNA code.
Oh, really? What kind of computer code is self-replicating? None, because it's inorganic.
There is no evidence for evolution.
Well, actually, there's endogenous retroviruses, DNA, comparative anatomy, molecular biology, biogeography, paleontology, embryology, organic chemistry, mathematics, direct observation, species distribution, the predictive power of evolution, genetics, nested hierarchies of traits, homologous features and genes, vestigial structures, analogous features and ring species, to name a few.
Show me one piece of evidence that evolution is true. There's no evidence that...
I just did.
There's no evidence for evolution. No evidence. La 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 la. As long as I plug my ears, there's no evidence for evolution. Evolution is not science. Kinds produce kinds. The Bible says so.
Dr. Dino, don't you think it's interesting that all tetrapods, or rather all land-living vertebrates, we have all birds, lizards, amphibians, mammals, they all have 4 limbs. Why didn't God create something a little more creative?
Well, if a car had more than 4 wheels, would it go faster? No.
What? There's motorcycles that have 2 wheels, there's 3-wheeled vehicles, there's cars with 4 wheels, you have trucks with 6 wheels, you have off-roading vehicles with 8 wheels, you have the big semi-trucks with 18 wheels. And they all have a different creative designed function. Wouldn't you think that's something that a creative designer would do?
There's no evidence for evolution!
One dishonest tactic that Dr. Dino uses is he has 2 different definitions for the word kind. In one sense, a kind can produce after its own kind. So that would suggest that they can reproduce, right?
Yep, kinds can produce nothing but their own kind.
But you also say that like all dogs and wolves and foxes and coyotes, they're all just the same kind of animal, right? Because that's the only way you can justify Noah's Ark, right?
Yes, a dog is a dog and a bear is a bear and a frog is a frog and a dog is a dog.
Wow, that's...
No one has given a good definition of what a species is. Huh, there you go.
They can reproduce. That's a definition of species.
No one has given a good...
Dude, I just told you what a species is. It can reproduce.
Evolution is not science.
Science is a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of testable explanations and predictions about the universe. There are testable, observable examples of speciation. Speciation is evolution by definition. Evolution is speciation.
Evolution is not science.
Oh, right. Evolution's not really that hard to understand. It's just reproduction, variation, and selection.
Name one beneficial mutation. Did you see? There's a 5-legged cow. How is that a beneficial mutation?
Yes, but also didn't you mention about 1 minute later in the debate that there's a finch with a stronger beak able to crack nuts? Is that a beneficial mutation?
Kinds produce kinds. The Bible says so.
All right, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna whack you. I'm gonna whack a creationist. You made me do this, Dr. Dino. I'm gonna have to whack you now.
Please don't whack me. The Bible says God did it. He did it, God.
Ah! You know what, Dr. Dino? Maybe I don't have to whack you. Maybe, just maybe, if you admitted that evolution is actually science, then I wouldn't have to whack you.
Kinds produce kinds. Evolution's not science. You believe we came from a rock. Cars have a similar design. All right.
Okay. Now that he's gone. Alright, well, I don't really know what to say about the debate. Go ahead and watch it for yourself. It's just so nonsensical. I'm the one dressed as a wizard, and he's the one who sounds like an absolute fool. But don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. Go do science, do experiments, and find out for yourself.